For some reason, this TikTok has gone viral. Let me play it for you.
A little home training goes a long way.
Now, so many things. First of all, why do we feel the need to film strangers without their consent and upload it to the internet in assumedly the hope that you're going to be able to generate some discussion or go viral, get followers, get some likes? Dare I say that our humanity is disappearing right before our eyes? Now, this particular TikTok angered me because I am a mother, and the amount of times I have gone out barely having scraped myself together from a night of no sleep. I'm wearing track pants, no makeup, haven't even brushed my hair, but I need to go out just to see the sun, provide an outing for my child, some vitamin D from the sun, or even just to go to the grocery store to get some milk. And if I knew now that someone was randomly filming me at random point during the day during one of these outings, I would feel so hard done by, because you cannot get an accurate picture of a mother's life or anyone's life when they are just at Dunkin' Donuts or at the grocery store or running errands. So let's read some of the comments on this TikTok. I can't stand moms like this. Parents don't parent anymore. Sick of it. Why would the mother let him do that? Absolutely rude. I won't even let my kids touch the glass. I remind them that somebody has to clean that. Why schools are struggling with behaviors. Yes, kids will be kids, but parents should be parents and teach your kids how to behave in public setting. Another reason why I never want kids. It's not the kids, it's the parenting. If you take the time to correctly correct your kids, you'd be fine. The mum needs home training. The fact that the internet has come out and are raging at this woman for her supposed gentle parenting, which, okay, let's unpack this. First of all, you don't even know that that woman is the boy's mother. That could be the boy's auntie, that could be a friend, that could be the grandmother. So already the assumption that this is the mother of the two boys there is problematic. For all you know, that is a woman, an auntie or friend who doesn't spend a lot of time with the boys, doesn't have kids of her own, doesn't know like how to parent or how to interact with kids in public. She might feel out of her depth. She might feel like people are watching and scrutinizing her. Now imagine if she sees a video uploaded to the internet with no context of her and these boys, and people are saying that she's the mother and that she's done wrong and scrutinizing these boys who are just being boys at the end of the day. Boys like to climb. Boys like to exert their energy. Children like to exert their energy. Climbing on top of things is very normal for boys of that age. That's not to make a comment on whether or not this person is a good parent or caregiver. That's not to make a comment about what parents should do when their kids climb on things in public. But for all you know, out of this 10-second clip, and you can't know these things from this 10-second clip. For all you know, this was one random circumstance in which that boy decided to climb onto that display shelf, and he never usually does that. I mean, for all you know, these boys have learning difficulties or are neurodivergent, and you know, it's harder to quote unquote control these boys than a neurotypical person. In which case, good on you, mum. Good on you for getting up. Good on you for taking your boys out, getting them dressed, having a good day. Sometimes it can be exhausting to be a primary caregiver to two boys in the day, but how good that you're there. You got them dressed and they're clearly excited. Like, why does it have to be something negative? Why can't it be positive and affirming mums on the internet instead of shaming them? The next thing is, you don't know whether this person uses gentle parenting, quote unquote, or not. To assume that this woman uses gentle parenting just because her kids are climbing on a shelf and what, she's not doing anything about it? For all you know, she could be under the weather. She might be sick and she might not have the energy to tell them to get off. She might have had a really hard day. She might have just lost a loved one. There are 1,001 factors that could be playing a part as to why she is behaving the way that she's behaving in that video. And can I just say, the behavior of those boys was by no means as bad as the comments are making it out to be. I think this video says far more about the person filming, the person who decided to get out their camera and film this stranger, all for the sake of assumedly getting some kind of views out of it, than the mother or whoever that lady is herself. It is a 10-second, 20-second video. You don't know anything about the mother in question. You don't know what she's going through, her life circumstances. You don't know what those boys are like when they're not at a donut shop. Heck, when I was at a donut shop as a kid, I was so excited. I might be more likely to go and climb something because of my excitement, but I was not gentle parented. Also, she's actually quite affectionate in her body language. So another side of this coin is, well, how nice that these kids feel loved enough to be able to express themselves in this way. And again, you might say something else to that, but we only have a 20-second video, so we can't say, no, she's clearly a bad parent. All we can see clearly with evidence here is that a boy is climbing, both boys are excited, and the mum is ordering donuts. Reasonably, what we can conclude from that is that the boys are excited to get their donuts and they're climbing. We can't say that she always condones this behavior or that this is how they always behave. We need to stop filming people in public without their consent. This kind of action, which has started to become acceptable and the norm in our world now, filming randoms without their permission, is gradually, slowly taking away our humanity. Actually, I would argue it has quickly taken away our humanity. How many people are engaging with this content without empathy, without perspective shifting, without extending grace? As human beings, we thrive off relationships, virtue, empathy, community. This kind of content is not good for those values. This kind of content is not good for humanity, not just at large, but your personal humanity. And normalizing this sort of voyeuristic content is the very reason why things like Meta AI glasses are now acceptable. The idea that someone can have a camera perpetually attached to their eyes, which they can decide to start filming at any minute, is not that far a step if we are already normalizing a world where people can pick up their actual camera and film people. And there are a multitude of reasons why the Meta AI glasses are not a good step for humanity and for our flourishing as the human species and individuals in society. I saw this come up on my newsfeed today and I was like, what is wrong with our society? And I just felt the need to get on and talk about it. Because as a parent, I just want to say, if you are not a parent, even if you are a parent, if you do not know this person personally, intimately, closely, you have no right to comment on how she is parenting, what she's doing out in public, unless her children are hurting people or if she is hurting people. And even if you are a close person to this mother, you should not be filming it and posting it online. You should be talking to the mother. Hey, like sit down and in good faith say, hey, I have a concern about how your children have been starting to act recently. There is no context in which it is okay to upload, film and upload someone to the internet and criticize their parenting. Again, you could argue that if there are people being hurt or if there is a crime committed, then that's a different story. But even so, it's not really the business of the world. We don't need to know as a society all the things that are going on in the world at any time with any parent, you know, in another country who's done something that apparently the world needs to comment on with their kids. We don't need more content of children on the internet, especially with the rise of AI technology that can take images of children and alter it so that it is explicit content. We don't need more content flooding the space of people who feel they can judge other people's children. The more content we upload like this, the more random strangers are going to think that they have a right to comment on people's parenting and kids and how they're acting. And you know what? People are going to forget about this video in a week, but there are so many videos like this out there, and you might forget about it in a week, but this mother is never going to forget about this, assuming that this is the mother of those boys. And those boys are certainly probably never going to forget about it. They probably won't be able to escape the fact that that footage is out there about them and that people have been openly criticizing their parents. It is hard to read those comments, whether you're the parent or the child. It's traumatizing for the mum to be able to see comments that are judging her as a person. Not just that, but as a mother, do you know how hard it is to see people criticizing your children? Those boys are at Dunkin' Donuts or a donut shop of some description, and they are just excited that they're about to get a donut. And that mother is there buying a treat for her kids, you know, and she's affectionately grabbing them. And she's, you know, there's something to be said for maybe it's great that she isn't telling them, get off the counter. Maybe she knows that boys and children need to play. They need to climb. It's arguable whether a donut shop is the place to do it, but as I said, that might have been a one-off in their behavior. So there are so many nuanced factors to this that we just don't understand, and it's not our right to film someone and upload them and comment on them like this, especially their parenting. There is a chance that this person, maybe isn't a great parent and saw this comment and maybe does a little bit of introspection to be a better parent. But what we can say for sure is that this family is going to be negatively affected by this video going viral and the comments on this video, regardless of what kind of parent that they are. And when we see content like this uploaded to the internet, we need to engage with it with empathy, and we need to push back on the people who are judging them, and maybe even not even comment or engage with it, because then it just feeds the algorithm. I don't know whether it's good to comment to like perspective shift for the people reading, or whether it's better to not engage, that the algorithm doesn't feed it, although there are going to be comments feeding the algorithm anyway, so you might as well make positive comments. It's your choice at the end of the day, but I just hope that people can think twice before they comment on how parents parent. I mean, okay, so you might get annoyed that there's a child like shouting, or running around, and that's inconvenient for you. But children are good for this society. Children are also members of this society. Each child has a right to exist and laugh and enjoy life as much as you do. So whenever you think that there's a parent that needs to take their child away from a space, just remember that child has a right to be in that space just as you do. That child has rights just as you do. So let them grow up, let them thrive, let them flourish, and let's not criticize parents for apparently doing gentle parenting, even though we have no idea that they do gentle parenting. Also, the comments on this video make it so clear that a lot of people do not know what gentle parenting is. It isn't just permissive parenting, just allowing kids to do whatever the heck they want. It's seeing a kid's emotions and validating their personal experience and walking with them in the journey, helping them through their big feelings, at the same time implementing really strict and clear boundaries. If that's not for you in your parenting style, fair enough. But to summarize gentle parenting as what this video is showing, mainly kids climbing on a counter and the mother seemingly doing nothing, that's not gentle parenting, and you could never surmise that a parent is using the gentle parenting method from a 10 to 20 second video. You just can't. And in a hypothetical world where this parent isn't the best parent, public shaming is never helpful, and it's actually probably not going to do the job you want it to. We need to start thinking of individuals as people with feelings, and think of them as if they were your mother or your sister, and say, would I comment this or would I post this if this was a member of my family? We need to be seeing other individuals in the society as if we care about them and their flourishing. They are not pawns that we can use to get ahead in our social media game, or pawns that we can use as an example and take them down as an example for our arbitrary point about something that isn't even improved by that example. So before you engage with such content, and before you get out your phone and film people, ask yourself, is my filming of this person contributing to their flourishing? Am I filming this person with the good of their soul in mind? The answer is almost always no. Spoiler for you, it's almost always no. And at the very least, if you've got a film, ask for the person's consent. And that's all I got to say on this one.